scripted by design. We just float, like two floating ducks. The river's wild, there's no way to pose. And if you feel, you know what goes in store. Hold on tight, you're out for some fun. And if If you think you know what fate's in store, brace yourself for change. 'Cause you was never set in stone. And things go down with a magic of their own. And when you think you gotta figure it out, life has its way to drop you from the clouds. So we hang onto holes, my things, trying to guess what tomorrow brings. But as it poured from Chicago, we used to say, oh, carpe diem, which means seize the day. 'Cause if you think you know what is in store, hold on tight, you're out for some fun. And if you think you know what fate's in store, embrace yourself for change. 'Cause who you are was never set in stone. And when things go down with a magic of their own, and when you think you gotta figure out, life has its way to drop you from the clouds. Don't you worry, baby, all those days we spent together. Oh, fire, you're giving up. All the times the spark has struck, we can't kiss goodbye to those wondrous stunning nights. All the laughter we will never have, all the sunset we won't catch. Oh, no. When you drop a tear every time I come and meet you, and it's the times you decide to leave behind. I drop a tear every time I see you near me. Please don't say